Hello, everyone. I'm Alicia. Thank you for coming back, watching another video. I appreciate all of you very much. Today, I want to talk about expanding what your new normal is, what you consider to be normal. And what I mean by that is when you consider your dreams, your goals, what you want your life to be, what you want it to look like, is it coming from a place of really dreaming big, right? Or is it coming from the part of your brain that tries to tell you what it thinks would be rational for you or what would be achievable for you? So I say this because I think a lot of times we downplay our desires in life of what we would really like to achieve and what we would really like to see happen because we don't believe that something is achievable for us. And the problem with that is that your RAS, or your reticular activating system in your brain, will go to the ends of the earth to prove to you that whatever you believe is correct, right? So if you believe that you are, I'm just going to try to use easy examples. If you believe that you are capped out at your $75,000 a year salary, if you believe that, your brain is going to constantly find proof of that in the world to show you, see, this is all you're going to be able to do. So when you are able to really evaluate what your limiting beliefs are, limiting as far as what you think that you're capable of achieving in life, and I mean really examine them, write them down, read them, and then next to it write the opposite of whatever it is that you wrote, because those limiting beliefs are going to keep you exactly where you are unless they're addressed, right? And the thing with that is that if you don't start thinking new things or doing new things, you're not going to acquire things that you've never had before. You're just going to keep getting the status quo. You're just going to keep getting more and more of what you're used to. And your brain also naturally wants you to stay in the status quo because that's safe. It doesn't want you to be hurt. It doesn't want you to take risks that might hurt your feelings or harm you in some way. So that's just the natural way. It's just your body's natural response to anything that it doesn't consider normal. So by expanding what you're able to consider to be normal, for example, you might not think that um, having $1 million is sounds rational or normal. Maybe you don't believe that that's possible for yourself. But the thing is, if you find ways to expand what you consider to be normal, because when you think about it, at the end of the day, so that's not a lot of money for some people, right? It's really not. For some people, that's their normal. And if someone else can do the thing or have the thing that you might not consider normal, well, why can't you do that too? Nobody's better than you. Nobody's more capable than you. Now, not everybody wants the same things. Maybe it doesn't matter what it is you want as long as it's what you authentically want for yourself. Maybe that's a cabin in the woods. Maybe that's a condo on a ski slope. Maybe that's a lake house. Maybe it's an oceanfront property. Whatever it is for you is okay. Everybody is not meant to want all the same things, but really start to evaluate if you're dumbing down what your heart is really telling you that you truly want because you don't feel that it's an achievable goal. So the next thing that I want to add there is that our brains are also wired to right away go to the how is this possible? Okay, so I want this thing that feels so unattainable to me. Your brain's going to try to logically, and again, this is your RAS working, logically find a way that that thing is actually achievable. And if it can't, it's going to say, see, there is no way. There is no way. There's no way that you can possibly get from here to there. But the thing is that there are infinite amount of ways that the thing that you want can come to you. You know, as they say, with God, all things are possible. And that's absolutely true. You have no idea how something may manifest into your life. You have no idea how the universe starts rearranging itself to meet you halfway when you become a trusting vibrational match to that thing that it is that you want and believing that it's possible. The word impossible is also spelled I'm possible. There's no such thing as impossible. So when you open yourself to the possibility that there is a way that it could happen, you start expanding your belief system and you start rewiring your brain. I'm a big believer in writing things down because I really feel that when you when you write something down and you read it silently to yourself, you read it out loud to yourself, I really believe that there is a um, trifecta of wiring going on there. Does it happen overnight? No, but in time it does happen, and in time you'll catch yourself starting to think different thoughts than you used to. And whenever you catch yourself, whenever you catch your mind trying to tell you that you can't do something or you can't have something or you can't be something, try to gently remind yourself that that's just like a mind virus. That's just a mind virus that just wants to keep you where you are. It's nothing to be angry about. It's okay to gently acknowledge it, but it makes it a lot easier to remind yourself, you know what, this is just a mind virus. None of that is true. None of it's true. And you can see evidence in that everywhere you look. I mean, when you think about it rationally, how many people have gotten like extremely wealthy from nothing? Nothing. A lot of people have. There's a lot of examples of that. So why not you? I'm not saying that you have to be extremely wealthy if that's not what you want for yourself, but why can't you have whatever it is that you want? Why can't you do whatever it is that you want to do? Why can't you manifest things easily like other people do? You can. You can. It's whether or not your belief is there. And your belief isn't going to be there at first. At first, some things are going to feel like, I'm lying to myself, but you know what? Your subconscious responds to repetition, not logic. So get irrational, get illogical, and start telling a new story of the way that you want things to be, not how they are. You have to be willing to, for a little while, ignore your current circumstances and keep focusing on what it is you would like to create, the life you would like to create. And start walking, talking, and being that person that has created that thing. And in time, first of all, you're going to start thinking differently, and that's the biggest key factor here. When you're able to really shift the way that you think, the way that you talk, the responses that you give to things that are normally like knee-jerk reactions, like saying very not healthy things to yourself. Things like, I could never have that, or I could never do that, or I can't this, or I can't that. You're going to start to catch that so early on that it only takes effort at first. And before you know it, you're going to be catching the mind virus when it creeps in so early on that you're going to be able to switch that around super fast. And once that happens, that means that your subconscious is now accepting of your new identity that you're embodying, your new reality of how you see the world and what you think is possible. And you have to, and then this is another thing, every time, it's just human nature to always wonder, well, how? Every time that happens, just remind yourself that there is an infinite number of ways that God or the universe, however, whatever your higher power is, whatever you want to call it, it doesn't matter what name you put on it. There's an infinite amount of ways that the world can rearrange in order to have your goal realized. And now I just want to make one more thing a little clear. So money is not a goal. Money is a contributing attribute that naturally will follow when your goal, whatever your goal is, requires it. So don't worry about how and where that's going to come from, because when you achieve your goal, that's going to be something that naturally follows along with it as you need it. So, yeah, I don't want to make this video too much longer, but I do want to say that I have I'm going to leave a link in the description below. I have a free manifestation journal that you're more than welcome to download and print, use yourself. It's fun, it's interactive, it's totally free. I'm going to leave a link for that. I would appreciate if you left a like on this video and subscribe if my material resonates with you. And I will see you guys again on, let's see, today's Thursday. I will see you guys again on Monday. And thank you so much for watching to the end. I really, really appreciate the support. And I love you all, and I will talk to you soon. Okay, bye.